Hey guys, Bill Krackomberger, Jon Orlando over here at the fabulous Westgate SuperBook. The big news, and everyone's asking me, so many tweets, so many notifications, DMs, email. I got an email this morning about it, text. John texted me at 11:30 at night.
I thought I was breaking news.
9 hours earlier it was, but that's okay.
Wait, but when I sent it to you, it had only been up in like 9 minutes. The story. You're saying you get the scoop.
No, it was on the Twitter. I read it on Twitter.
Oh,
yeah.
I was so proud of myself.
I read it on Twitter.
I thought, wow, he's going to wake up to news that I broke. Not the case.
And it's bad news for us sports bettors. It's bad news for the public, not just advantage players like myself. It's bad news for the public betting. They have reduced juice here. 108, 109, that's going to be gone. They have 105 on primetime games, all these things that they've come up with here in the sportsbook. And the sportsbook now is being taken over by the Caesars brand, which, if everyone knows that Caesars, they allow me to bet at the counter, I think, but they don't allow me to bet on the app, $10 limits, which a couple sports books do. DraftKings is $2.50 at the counter for me, and $10 on the app too. It's really sad, but it's also sad. I'll tell you right now, people just think, oh, it's going to be bad for your sports betting wise. John, it's bad for the employees. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I have a lot of empathy for a lot of people, and employees are a part of it. Here you give the greatest years of your life to build up one of the biggest sports betting brands of all time, the SuperBook. In the end, you're nothing but a lot of talk and a badge.
Yeah.
Those 20 years, 25 years, doesn't matter. Because to be blunt though, a company taking over, they don't need people in risk. They don't need these different people back at a house that are watching individual sports, because now, and granted, I'm not really trying to pick on Caesars, it's all the sports books. When I first moved to this town, we had upwards of 20 sports books when I first came to the town in the early 92. Now I can count them on one hand, the ones I can play. I mean, yeah. There was maybe 3 or 4, and one of them is going away. So what happens is, if you're like, let's use like a Planet Hollywood sportsbook. So Planet Hollywood has their own crew, their own sportsbook, their own people in-house that are booking the games in the back room, and Caesar says, we're taking over. Well, they fire those people, because now everything's done in one risk room that Caesars has for all of Caesars properties. I'm guessing, but it's an educated guess. It's a hypothesis that that's going to be the same thing here. So there's no reason to have all these guys in the back, management that's making, if you're making 80, 90, 100,000 a year, there's no reason to keep those guys. They'll promote someone that's a front end, maybe even a teller, maybe even a sportsbook writer, or a supervisor that's at the sportsbook that have been here. There's some guys here that have been here for years, Kelly, and there's a couple guys that have been here for years. They'll promote one of them to the so-called sportsbook manager. Just like all over the strip, there's sportsbook managers, but they have no authority.
Right.
They have no, they can't, they're not making many decisions, except maybe your schedule, which I'm just saying I'm not trying to downplay their roles. It's not their fault. It's a good thing they have a job even. But what happens is, the people that are the sharpest brains in the world, and let me just tell you something, back here, even though I'm not a fan of one of them, but there's the other couple of guys back there, you have some of the most in-tune people in the gaming business that are in back of the house running the risk department here that are so sharp, a couple of them can probably long-term win at sports betting themselves. They live, sleep, breathe sports betting. All their jobs are probably going away.
What do you think the percentage of a chance that they don't get blown out and they stay?
Very, very low.
Really?
I don't know. Is Caesar smart enough to keep them? Because to be honest with you, if I'm running a sports book, I'm hiring, even the person I don't care for here, I'm hiring him. I'm paying him whatever he wants. I paid him $150,000 a year, and I'm paying him because I know he can do the job.
Right.
Just he knows anticipation of market. He's a good sports bettor himself. there's 2 or 3 of them here like this.
Now,
I'm hiring them. I don't know if anyone at Caesars is over there that's that good at their particular job. Not that I'm saying anything bad about them guys, but because it's not their faults that things happen. I'm just, and how does a risk department work for an individual property? Here's what I mean. So I'm sure they have a revenue share here at the Westgate is going to have a revenue share with Caesars. They're going to say, I'll reverse that. Caesars is going to have a revenue share with Westgate. So how does it work when you're using one set of lines for your entire company, corporation, all across the country? You're using the same exact line, but maybe your customer base here at Westgate is betting so much of the money on one team. However, Team A and Team B, maybe they have more money on because New Jersey and Connecticut and wherever else they're legal, New York, and even in Vegas, well, they have the risk here. But however, this individual sportsbook's here, so they depend on it. Caesars wants the other side to win, even though they're booking here and giving a revenue share. They want this side to win. Right. They want the opposite side of what they're rooting for. So, but that's to not undermine anything. I'm just saying that's what Caesars, I'm just thinking of them taking over, how it works. But that can work the same thing with the revenue shares, casinos that are sports books like DraftKings that are in a casino, or FanDuel is in a casino.
Sure.
That can work like that everywhere. I just wondered.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Is this maybe a sign of things to come? Maybe it's a good thing. So the rumor is Tillman Fertitta.
It's not a good thing.
Well, if Tillman Fertitta, what if this whole property is going to become Caesars soon?
Yeah, maybe.
If Tillman Fertitta's coming on,
okay,
if that really is happening.
What does he do for it? And trust me, I've actually been around Tillman. I was in his car. He drove me to a restaurant. I'm actually okay with him. But what does that do? What does that do?
Well, I'm thinking he might be cleaning house.
Oh.
He buys it. He may clean house entirely. And this place gets an actual fresh start, and it's not the Caesars you're thinking of, that it becomes Tillman Caesars and it becomes maybe a good thing.
No.
No?
No.
He's not buying
honestly, the Palm restaurants, which I used to love the Palm. The Palm was one of my favorites.
Probably the best chicken parm in this city.
Used to be. New York City had a couple Palms. They had one by United Nations.
Yep. L.A.
L.A. had, and then they opened up a new one by the Staples Center.
Yeah.
They opened up one. San Diego has one downtown. I love the Palm. Tillman took over. Landry's took over. They own the Palm now.
Right.
I swear the food's different.
The chicken parm, I can only speak on the chicken parm. The chicken parm is legit, Bill.
But by the way,
go do some
I'm not saying I don't like Landry's restaurants. Landry's seafood was fantastic. And some of his restaurants are great.
We should probably go test out the Palm soon. No?
We can go back to the Palm.
Chicken parm?
Sure. The chicken parm is one of their things. You're absolutely right. Yeah. But let me just tell you, like I was saying before, in the end, you give the greatest years of your service, you're a dedicated employee. Yeah. And now you're out of a job. And
it's heartbreaking.
Probably you're not going to get a job in this industry at that level unless an individual property like Circa or something can use you and risk on an individual sport that you're good at or something, because
they're going young.
You're making so much money that you can't just jump into that position at that pay somewhere else. Yeah. And you're working for the same company for years. You've earned that much money. And to be honest with you, this industry, you asked about being good or bad. This industry is going the wayside. It's going the opposite way as it should, because so many books have been gobbled up by these big corporations that it's not good for Joe Public at home. It's not good for the employees that started there. You have employees that have been dedicated in this industry, like I said, so many years. You can't start over at 50. Right. You can't start. It's just really, really tough. So
it's tough just to get hired anywhere.
It is. Yeah. I got to tell you something though. When I think about what I'm saying, when the offshore sports books in the 90s, and this is really like before the internet, I think about those people that worked there, real sharp bookmakers. They moved them from New York and San Francisco and different areas where they were booking bets. The bookmakers that went offshore from the States took these guys that were sharp, knock-around guys. These aren't 9-to-5 Fortune 500 guys. These are guys that are actually smarter than them. Yeah. They have street smarts, common sense, decision-making skills. They know the pulse of their industry. So these guys were paid a ridiculous amount of money. They're relocating to a third world country. So they're paid 6 figures a year, moving expenses, living expenses, and then the internet gets invented, and well, it was there, but it was just kind of wasn't being fine-tuned like it is in the early 2000s. Well, an organ grinding monkey can make a line now. They're just following the Don Best screen and the live odds screen.
Right.
All those guys that were making that kind of money, they were all out of jobs. They literally all had to come back to the States. I know one guy that's a mechanic now. He's a mechanic. He was making $150,000 in 1996. He's actually a truck mechanic, a big rig mechanic, making about the same money. But still, like, there's just, as long as these sports books keep getting run by one place, they don't even want the book. They don't even want the book. They want kiosk with $500 limits for everybody. They want you betting on the app so they know who everyone is. And they don't even want the overhead of a sports book, you know. But now you have upper management. Now, by the way, this is a place that makes money. Now, this is me saying it, but it's a very good hypothesis. They make money here. This is not a losing operation. But when you have a corporation with a corporate mind that says, well, we're used to making so much per square foot at slots and so much per square foot at table games and so much per square foot at Keno, whatever it may be. Now I look at the sports book and say, wow, it's a big book here. You know, we're not making nowhere near what we're making at slots. Of course you're not.
For the land, for the real estate.
Of course you're not. But let's just call it, and it's not a loss leader. That's too strong of a word.
Yeah.
Poker rooms are a loss leader. This may be you want to call it. No, it may be called a loss leader, but it's not. You know,
it's bringing people in.
A poker room's not. It's bringing people in. So people come in here. The husband says, "Hey, I'm going to be playing horses. Go out to the casino, play your Keno, play your slots." And then if someone comes in for sports, they bring their family, stay here. The wives stay here. They gamble here. They don't want them leaving the building. They gamble here. So, but it's not looked at. When you have people that are making decisions for casinos, not just here at the Westgate, in general, when you have big guys and big girls, you know, I'm saying big guys, big positions. When you have people that are presidents, CEOs of casinos that have their nice, fancy college degree on the wall, but never gambled, you know what I always say. I wouldn't hire anyone in the sports book or a casino or marketing that didn't gamble and know what it is to lose a paycheck. Well, every casino has people in it that don't gamble. They just know how to make money. And they just feel that every department should make money. So that's something that's probably going on here.
Yeah.
Again, very sad. And, you know, I think with AI and stuff, things may even get worse. By the way, I'm not an AI fan. Maybe I'm old school. I'm not an AI fan. I hate when I'm looking at things on Twitter and Instagram or whatever it is that's not real. And you don't know if it's real or not. I don't want to know. I don't want to know if it's real. I want real. I don't want to have to guess if something's real I'm looking at. You probably like AI. You like AI, probably. No, I mean, I understand why.
A lot of it I do like, but a lot of it's scary. I mean, a lot of it just, you're replacing people. I'm surprised AI is not wreaking way more havoc on social media than it does.
Really?
Like I would think, even like politically, you know, I'm surprised there's not way more information going out that's completely false.
Right.
You know, Trump said this, Trump said that. Just flat out make it up, you know, or either side, you know.
John, I seen a tweet this morning. Well, anyway, listen, it's going to be Caesars in the summer, probably the middle of the summer. And it's going to be Caesar lines. It's bad for the public just as well as it is bad for me. You don't get that reduced juice. You don't get that competition. It's nothing good. It's nothing good. And I'm sure our history will be short-lived here, and maybe even the last show now. But that's fine with me too. I'm going to tell it like it is no matter what.
Nobody's throwing out WiseKracks.
They'll throw out.
Are we getting thrown out?
Yeah. Caesars will throw us out. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know. Would they be smart enough to realize that we're still advertising the SuperBook? And by the way, the Super contest they have, it's a great idea to buy it. I'm not blaming Caesars. Caesars is buying it. They're getting the Super contest. They're going to grow this thing. They may charge a rake. It may not be good for us customers. You know, no circus, no juice. But they better keep it no juice. But maybe if they get to eventually doing it across the United States, which will be fun. You guys don't have to come into town no more. You can just do it over your Caesars with app or whatever it may be. then maybe it could be worth something there, but they'll probably charge a rake. So they're buying the SuperBook. They're buying the Super Contest. So now, just like, I'll give you a perfect example. The lady that owned Binion's, Becky Binion, Benny Binion's daughter, she owned Binion's Horseshoe downtown. She sold it along with the World Series for like $30 million.
So crazy.
The World Series just sold for $500 million.
Right.
A decade and a half later.
Yeah.
$500 million.
Yeah.
Like, so this Super Contest could be a big thing for them. It's probably a good buy for them. You know, all I'm saying is, now they're just going to do a revenue share, I'm sure, or something like that. Sometimes these upper managements of places like this do not understand the extra money that comes in because of the SuperBook.
Yeah.
So, like I said, those loss leaders, I'm going to call them loss leaders. The sportsbook, poker rooms, even buffets. Get rid of buffets everywhere.
Yeah.
People come in for the buffet, and what are they going to do after? Go gamble a little bit.
Right.
But they don't look at that. They say, "Oh well, we've hit our."
And back in the day, it was
hit
all
our margins
free.
Anyway.
Remember, everything was free.
Yeah, it was free if you gamble.
Right. I wonder, have they missed a whole crop of future gamblers that didn't get hooked because they didn't have all the free food and the free rooms and the shows? And I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting. I retweeted something today. It's a little dark, but I retweeted it. I liked it. I want to read this to you. Mark Wayman, I'm sorry, I don't know, Godfather Wayman it is. I don't know him. He follows me, I followed him back. Because I like some of the things he says here. In 100 years, we'll all be buried with our families and friends. Strangers will live in our homes that we worked so hard to build, and someone else will own everything we have today. Most of our possessions will be given away or thrown out and destroyed, including that car that we spent a fortune on and will probably be scrapped. Our descendants will hardly know who we are, nor will they remember us.
You said this was kind of dark?
After we die, we will be remembered for a few more years, and then we're just a portrait on somebody's wall. After a few decades later, our history, photos, and deeds disappear into history oblivion. We won't even be memories. If we pause to analyze these questions, perhaps we would understand how pointless it is for us to worry about 99% of the things that consume our minds daily. Interesting.
Read like a man that visits cemeteries.
Oh, is that why? That was just me? Because I do.
That was brutal. Yeah,
it was?
no, I hear you. But,
I'm sorry.
But he's not,
I really don't mean to be brutal.
He's not wrong. I mean, it's an interesting perspective.
When I go to Frank Sinatra's grave,
it's pretty spot on.
I go to Frank Sinatra's grave.
Yeah.
And I see he died in '98, and they just replaced his grave, by the way, with a new saying. Before it used to be, the best is yet to come, and I love that. But I guess Barbara, his wife, when she died, the kids didn't care for the wife. That she picked that. They replaced the stone, and now it says "Sleep well, Papa." Yeah, rest well, Papa. So
yeah, when you hit that part about all your possessions will get owned by someone else or thrown out, I remember telling my mother probably 15 years before she died, Mom, all this stuff that you save and you accumulate in boxes, I'm just throwing it out.
My mom and dad had so many boxes.
I literally told my mom, I'm just throwing it out.
They had so many boxes.
You can't even go through papers.
All in storage.
Papers.
And my father was a photo album guy.
Right.
So he kept those binder with photos in them. It's before the internet and the smartphones. So I counted them as 112 of these big books full of photos.
Wow.
Now I go into another box.
Photos is cool, though.
Remember the photos that you used to develop at the drugstore?
Sure.
Those packets of photos with the negatives in them?
It took 3 to 5 days, and then eventually it took 24 hours, and then eventually it took 1 hour.
Got another 100 of them. Never put in the books. And to be honest with you, I have no kids. So honestly, when I go, who would want them? Who would want them? That's what's sad. I got photos of my great-grandparents. I have, photos of a lot of things from history, things I visited, and everyone does. You guys do too. The photos, just think about the photos you have. If you have kids and grandkids, you should tell them, Papa was out here, Grandpa was here, your great-grandfather was here. Show them, make them value it more.
Yeah.
Because, I'm just thinking of things like remembering. The guy says, our descendants will hardly even know who we were. If your kids don't know who George Washington was, and know his history, which, by the way, I'm not saying I do. I know some of it. My father was an American history major, so he always threw that down on us and made sure we know. But it doesn't matter. I don't know too much more except for, you know, he was the first president, and he was a great leader, and you know, Trenton, New Jersey. I went to like this you know, tour for George Washington, but I never been to his grave. But I mean, if you're not remembering Frank Sinatra or George Washington, and I've been to Sinatra's grave 5-6 times. There was never anyone else there except for me, but I get it, a little darkness too. What shot do we have? So I have all these. I have a lot of good memory things. Yeah. You know.
Do you ever think about? I actually think about this. Do you ever think about 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years from now, our silly little content, our silly little show
it's gonna be
has
on YouTube
a chance for someone to look at? Like, I kind of like that.
It's different now. It's different now as far as the stuff on YouTube.
Right.
That'll be there forever.
Right.
You can do an internet search on Bill Krackomberger and Jon Orlando forever.
Right. I like that.
You can't do that on my dad. You can't do that on my father, who is on his way to Vietnam and the ship blew up. You can't do none of that stuff. You can't, for some of the great Americans. My friend came up with an app. It's funny, John, we're talking about this. Ready? Look at this app. Look at this app that my friend's son came up with. Of course, you don't have your glasses today, though, right?
I don't. I left them at home.
Left his
I
glasses
can't see a thing. But I got stuff pulled up. I can't even read.
Oh, God. All right, look, I'm just going to show you. So I don't want to read the name of the app yet because they're developing it now.
Just know I can't
Story Vault.
A word of
Stories are dying with people who loved them. With people who lived it. So now, every day, irreplaceable stories disappear. The veteran who never wrote about the war. It's funny, I just said that, right? The grandmother whose recipes kept the family alive, but now died with her. The pool hustler who ran tables from coast to coast.
That's you too, right?
Once the storytellers are gone, the stories go with them.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
So he's developed an app where you have stories, you can talk into the app, and it'll use AI, and it will, basically your voice will be there forever.
And the AI makes a video of it?
It makes a video and AI phone calls, limited output. The Story Vault approach, a voice-first platform built around one's action. Press a button and start talking. Everything else happens automatically. Record, AI process, multi-format, organize and share. I love this because, like,
what's it called? Oh, you can't say what it's called. Okay.
Story Vault.
Story Vault.
Yeah.
It's out or not yet?
Not yet.
Coming soon.
But,
all right.
Like,
do I know the guy?
You know the pool player. Of course, it's a pool player.
Oh.
Yeah, it's his son.
Okay.
So now you've talked to him on the phone.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a fan of yours. I don't know why. All right, so but,
they're out there, Bill.
Yeah, they're out there. Yeah, yes. Grains of sand on the beach. But being serious, like I have a friend who owned a casino here in town. He's 84 years old.
Yep.
He's got the most unbelievable stories of Tony Spilotro.
We talk about having him on.
We talked about
all the time.
You know, like different things. One of the recent ones he told me about, like Spilotro shaking people down on the golf course right across the street here at the Las Vegas Country Club.
Yep.
They had a big Calcutta and all these. It was Spilotro. It was Herbie Blitzstein, his right-hand man, and it was, oh, God, who was the guy? He was in charge of the union, but it wasn't Hoffa. It was after him. Terrible. They're all in the Irishman. But anyway, it was Fitz. I think it was Fitz. They were all playing golf over here in a big Calcutta, and of course, Spilotro and Herbie weren't. They were just finding out the lowest score was, and they were saying they were in there, and they got the lowest score for the big prize, of course. But he just told me the whole story about how Spilotro came up to him and said, "Hey, what's the score? What's the lowest score here today?" You know, just some of the greatest stories ever. The jewelry store things, the shakedowns and different things, and just having a casino here, and the people that were. He'll probably never tell this one story, and I won't either, because he has kids alive, I'm sure. But he's running the Jolly Trolley here in town, and every week he had to go out the back door, and there was a politician, big name, you all know it, giant name, that he had to get $500 a week to operate. And he said, you know, the guy was pissing me off, so he came early, and I used to give him 10s and 20s. I gave him 5s and 1s one time. So
you can't say the name?
No. They've named things after him. I'll just tell you that. They've
here
named
in
things.
Vegas.
Yeah, he's a giant one of the biggest politicians ever. But yeah, he used to $500 a week. He used to give him just to operate the casino. Yeah, I mean that's the way it was back then, though. It's just, every casino had their things. I mean, but like I want him to tell that story because you know he's 84 and. I don't want to make the kids and grandkids know. Maybe just tell the story without mentioning the politician, you know? There's a lot of things like that. And I just thought that was a pretty cool app to see that Yeah, to see that, and when he explained it to me, I almost didn't really look into it, but I looked into it a little bit more, and he was explaining to me exactly how it works, and I was saying, well, why can't you just use a record feature on your iPhone to do the same thing? He told me the differences, and when I heard the differences, I was like, wow. Well, now I realize why and how much AI has taken over this. So, all right, let's talk about this real quick. We got a lot of things to talk about. Let's get over this one because this is one of those 4-leg parlays again. 2,000 to win 117,000. The original odds were 59 to 1. Guys betting 2,000. If you're betting 2,000 on a parlay,
you're not cashing out.
You have money, man. So you have Miami, Florida versus Indiana, plus 7.5, minus $1.18. He won that. He won that one.
This is how many legs?
4 legs. Okay. 4 legs. Detroit NBA East winner. He won that. That was another. So he had a plus 380. Plus 380. Yeah. So he's got some big ones in here. I'll read all the legs. Miami, that's winner. Detroit, which the Pistons, plus 380. The Tampa Bay Lightning to win the East, and Michigan to reach the Final Four in basketball. The bet value of this ticket has been on a roller coaster ride too. So it dropped as low as 4,300 when the Pistons and Lightning even both lost game 1 because they're both playing now. But Tampa Bay's win last night shortened their odds from the 360 original odds to 250. Bottom line is, you said it right without even looking. There's no way a guy that's betting $2,000 is going to take the current buyout, which is it's worth $56.81. And that's the wager wire buyout, by the way. There's no way he's taking less than 3 times his profit when he's in action right now.
Yeah.
But so he needs Tampa Bay to win these. Some things are going on right now. Michigan to make the Final Four, he already won. Miami, he already won. He just needs these 2, and he's in action every night. There's ways to hedge probably. It depends. It's hard to hedge when you have 2 legs you need.
Right.
But I don't think he hedges. But this is an interesting one. I give the guy a lot of credit. He can win a lot of money here.
I'd love to know what some of the big parlays this guy's hit, because he's definitely hit some monsters,
I can guarantee he's lost a lot, too.
For sure.
I'm not a parlay guy.
But when you're firing like that, I mean...
Yeah. Anyway, this is over at the WagerWire.com and WagerWire app. You guys check it out.
You're not a buyer?
No, I'm not a buyer.
Did you end up buying that one guy?
No, I never even reached out for him. I figured he'd reach out for me, but I was going away and stuff. And but you never know. Things could still happen. With this that involves something past this event, I think. How about this yesterday? I put this up on my Twitter. 1.8 million stolen from an armored truck in Philadelphia. Unbelievable. The getaway vehicle. If you were to see, look at that. I mean, that's the vehicle. So, I shouldn't show this to John. I'm not trying to give you any ideas, but it is a 1.8 million. Look at that. Do you believe that? Can you see that? Look at that. It's right in the middle of broad daylight. These guys just robbed 1.8 million from an armored truck.
I had a buddy that used to work for an armored car service.
Oh, was he in on one of these or something?
No, I jokingly used to say to him, dude, because there's days. I said, what's the most you'd have? And sometimes he'd have like 3.4 million, I think.
Do you see how this happens to these guys?
I go, buddy.
All you need is someone like John in your life.
I go, buddy, all you got to do is take 2 in the chest from me. 2 in the chest. Ski mask, 2 in the chest. Yeah. You get your employee of the year.
Like training day? Just take one of the.
I watched that last night. That's so
really?
Crazy you just said that.
Wow. Yeah.
Because
Roger, just take it, Roger.
I had my Roger and little Roger in town, and little Roger had never seen it, and they were going to the airport. We had 2 hours to kill, and I made them watch.
What a great movie.
I made them watch
Let me tell you something. Denzel's in some great movies.
So good.
He's in such great movies. It's a shame he's not an American. Doesn't stand for the national anthem. Takes his hat off.
He doesn't?
Firsthand. Me, Teddy Atlas and he's sitting right in front of us, sat down for the national anthem and put his hat on. Yeah, made all his money in this country.
Well, that was during that crazy time. I'm giving Denzel a hall pass. He's one I'm giving a hall pass, Bill.
Well, you might as well give the other guy with the crazy hair a hall pass, too. That was the quarterback. And
No, I don't give him a hall pass. No.
This is unbelievable.
I don't even want him in the hall.
Live table games start in New York next week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. This is definitely going to have an impact on any casinos around. There's a casino in Pennsylvania. Maybe one of you guys can remind me. It used to be like a warehouse or something. It's even going to hurt that casino. It's like probably less than 2 hours from this one, though. God, I wish I knew. It's like Western Pennsylvania. But not the one. There's some in Philadelphia. This is going to hurt them. This is going to hurt Foxwoods and
Where is
Mohegan
this
Sun.
exactly?
This is in Queens. This
Wow,
is right. This is 30 minutes from the city. So anyway, this is Aqueduct Racetrack. So this is going to hurt so many.
Oh, it's at the track.
Yeah, but now it's live tables. They had the automated machines and stuff. But yeah,
wow, man.
This is.
Did you ever think you'd see the day?
No.
Yeah, no way.
I didn't. I really didn't. I'm sure Yonkers and everyone else is going to get the same thing here. And this is. I just think, but it's competition should be good marketing-wise for some people. It really should be for, as far as we go, customers. But this is going to, for sure, hurt a lot of those other casinos. And a lot of people are saying, not only is it going to hurt them, but how about it hurting the people that work week to week? The casino I'm thinking of is WinStar in Wind Creek in Bethlehem, which is a giant,
I've been
one of the busiest casinos. It's a real busy casino.
Bethlehem.
It's going to hurt them all. But anyway, I just think that, it's funny. One of my guys in my comments. Of course, you'd say this because I have to admit it. My brain works this way. He said, "All right, they're closing the track. Oh, Belmont." And this one guy talked about how. I'm going to read it to you. Jack Hannon, his response. I don't know who he is, but he does follow me. They had a very difficult time finding experienced dealers because of the cost of living. Definitely would be hard to find experienced dealers. Lots of break-ins. Should be able to make $400 or $500 a day without placing a bet. Overpaying buy-ins alone. Counting money out. Listen, I'm going to use Jurassic Park. It was like when the T-Rex was, testing the fences, or I think it was actually one of the other dinosaurs, testing the fences for weaknesses. Yes, this will be like lions going around.
Just not giving improper change, you're saying?
Yeah, checking change, or better yet, checking payouts and making sure you're paid right. You only have one supervisor for every 4 to 6 games, or, now it's like, if it's like Vegas, it's one for the whole pit. So there's going to be lions looking for weak gazelle, for sure. The first couple of weeks, but anyway, what's his name? Jack, good response there. You're right, but this is going to hurt a lot of people.
Did you say they're closing Belmont Racetrack?
I think that's what someone said. Maybe someone in the comments can help us there. I think Belmont. I know Belmont was closed. Saratoga ran at Belmont this year. I don't really go to the racetracks, so I don't really talk. Don't really know much about that like I used to in the old days. John, we talked about iGaming last week when I was at Hilton Head, how the iGaming, this was our video about iGaming last week. I put it up on Twitter. Some people didn't understand it. So my tweet was, iGaming is the crack cocaine of gambling. iGaming is playing slots and casino games for real money over the internet. And we discussed a subject like that because we've been there, we lived it, we know what it is. When you're playing, it's closet gambling.
Yeah.
And I guess some people just don't understand. Like I had a guy that said, Crack, I don't agree with you about iGaming. I think it's no different than anything else. And he doesn't understand.
Yeah, it's not.
And I gave him credit though, because the reason why he didn't he said, I'm going to read his response. Mike J, there's no big deal. That he just said it. He doesn't follow me, but that's fine though. It's okay. You don't have to follow me. What is the playing of slots and casino games for real money in physical casinos? ? Fentanyl. Let people spend their money as they wish. Or are you against alcohol? Alcohol's worse. People will always gamble regardless. Make it legal and regulated. Well, first of all, it is legal, and it is so-called regulated, Mike. But if you don't know what it is to lose a paycheck or multiple paychecks, gambling at home in the safety of your house, underneath your sheets and covers when your husband's sleeping, or your wife's sleeping, or the kids are sleeping, and you're firing trying to get even for the day. Right. A lot different than being in a casino, buying in front of people, real paper cash you're losing. There you're losing money over an internet, over an account.
Right. And or you're saying at home, how about at work?
At work.
They're at work. You work you're in a dental office.
People get fired all the time because of that.
Firing away.
People actually get fired all the time by doing it. So that's what we're talking about. And maybe he doesn't really. He said something about, I know what it is to lose money. I lost during the stock market. Wait a minute. You're not even apples to oranges. Apples to dead bananas you're talking about. I mean, this is all about closet gambling. It's the reason why New Jersey has made triple the money in their iGaming than they made at the brick and mortar casinos in Atlantic City. Yeah. And we'll use it again since we're going to go on to that subject. Atlantic City revenue, $237 million in March. It's unbelievable. So they never forecasted these kind of numbers. March, driven by just 3 properties. Though the rest of them are struggling to keep pace. It's really those 3 big casinos. It's Borgata, Caesars, and Ocean has been reported increases.
That's just from slots?
Everything. Casinos in general. Yeah, Bally's, Golden Nugget, Hard Rock, Harrah's, Resorts, Tropicana, all in the red in terms of in-person play. Compared to the year before, they're still making a fortune. But nothing like the iGaming. Yeah. iGaming has made over $500 million already this year in a few short months. They made triple. It's sick. The money.
Would you ever?
They have never would have thought this. These are people at home.
Would you ever do it? Would you ever play?
No, unless there's promotions and things that we have to quit. So you have to run so much money through the app and plus it's not really regulated too. Do I think it's legit? Yeah, it's probably legit. The games are probably legit, especially when I'm playing live blackjack. You're playing against a live dealer.
The card, at least.
You're seeing the card.
Yeah.
The dealer's dealing it on a camera.
When it was just digital's
tough to believe. But I know people that have hit royal flushers on video poker. I have. There was a promotion at DraftKings in the beginning, and I hit a royal flush on their video poker. So why would they jeopardize their license for that and stuff? But
you don't need to rig it.
Yeah, you don't need to rig it. You're gonna look at the money they're making. It's just sick. So now you have these new casinos, Bally's Bronx, Hard Rock Metropolitan, Resorts World, all expected to opening full-scale casinos in the next few years. Boy, I'll tell you, it's amazing how Atlantic City continues to get these numbers. It really is. And over the next few years, with this competition of table games too, I think it's going to be tough to keep these numbers that they're doing in Atlantic City, in my opinion. Speaking of which, John, there was an article on casino.org about how someone left their child in a car when they were gambling in Atlantic City.
What are they doing?
I got to tell you something though, John. I used to gamble in Atlantic City since I'm 16. I always seen kids at the entrance left alone. Security wouldn't even get involved back then.
Yeah.
Now they do.
I remember being
You see like a 17-year-old kid and the rest of, police. New Jersey woman accused of leaving baby in car for hours. A New Jersey mom facing a felony charge. This is in Pennsylvania. Sorry, guys. Sorry, AC. For leaving her 14-month-old baby in a locked vehicle as she gambled for 2 hours.
That's crazy.
What is wrong with these people?
Remember being little. It's not in a car, but I remember being little, when my dad's performing here or Riviera and seeing a mom playing slot machines and the 10-year-olds like at the border where
at the border.
She's not in the casino, right? She's on the border, bored to tears, sitting on the floor.
Oh, this is so sad.
It's crazy.
It's child welfare and endangerment. It is.
Yeah.
It's terrible. But I seen that story there too, and I was like, oh my God.
She got arrested, right?
Yeah, but you can't change their character.
Right.
If you're gambling for 2 hours in a casino with your kid locked in a car, what shot does your dog have? Zero. Right. No. So I mean, just things like that really just upset me. Did you hear about the FBI director here, Kash Patel, lives in Las Vegas. He's from, I believe, Las Vegas, Nevada. So they're commenting on his drinking on his time off. like you're living in Vegas.
Not allowed to have fun.
No.
No having fun.
This is the Atlantic on Monday accused. By the way, he's suing for $250 million defamation lawsuit against the Atlantic. I don't know if the Atlantic has that much money.
He's going to win something.
Includes allegations of excessive drinking and erratic behavior in Las Vegas, where he resides. Yeah. It's ridiculous. The guy is doing his job, supposedly. Actually, I don't really follow politics. Is he doing his job as the FBI director? He's the FBI director. I'm just using his title as the FBI director. That's who you want to go after and say he's drinking too much? I mean, he's all over the country doing stuff. So I don't know. Anyway, just something I seen. Thought it was okay. Coming to Vegas here. I don't know because again, I don't like AI stuff. So rock legends Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley have unveiled plans for a revolutionary KISS Avatar show, which is promising to take over the Las Vegas Strip by 2028. KISS Forever, starring their likeness of the band's original 4 members. I don't get this. It will cost $200 million to build.
Where is this show going to be?
They don't say where, but it just says somewhere in Vegas.
The Sphere?
The same no.
Not the Sphere.
No, it's funny. He has comments on the Sphere. The same price tag as ABBA's wildly successful London Voyage Avatar residency in London, doing so well.
Where would you put that show? Caesars?
Yeah, where would you put that? Really? I mean, I just don't.
Coliseum?
I don't know where you would put that. It's funny though. People were saying, why don't you play this? Why don't you just have it at the Sphere? Paul Stanley reportedly said in comments to Rolling Stone magazine, the truth is the Sphere, at least for me, minimizes a band. It makes a band miniature. You're not going to see a band. You're going there to see screens. He might have a point. I know, but I think the screens are so cool with the Eagles and stuff.
I get what he's saying, but
I think it's pretty cool.
I heard he's a real nice guy, by the way.
Very nice guy. I met him twice. Yeah, twice. Very nice guy. Both of them. Gene was nice too, but Paul was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was a Planet Hollywood. You know, they have.
Maybe.
He's got a relationship with Chris Angel.
Yeah. So I got to ask you. I don't even know what K-pop is. What is that?
K-pop is like Korean.
Korean? I didn't even know. It was there for kid.
You know that one song, Golden? Won an Oscar Song of the Year.
Oh yeah, real big on that.
Come on, that's a good song.
Absolutely not. I have no idea what it is.
Wait. Come on. That girl can sing her ass off.
Okay. Anyway, K-pop.
Oh, my God.
K-pop, you might be the only one that's over 50 that knows it, but that's okay.
No way.
Okay, a citywide festival.
This guy is living under a rock.
BTS, a run. How about this?
BTS is a big group. K-pop.
They got to be giant. I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Allegiant Stadium for 4 nights? This is Allegiant.
Packed out.
Wow.
Packed out.
All right, let me know. I'll get your tickets. Let me know.
No, I don't want to go see them. I'd go see, what's her name, though?
Don't kick me under the table. I know you want to go. Take it easy. Guys, always kicking me. Whenever I say something, then he gets upset.
The reaction, too.
Yeah.
Let's have you do, can you do stand-up this year? If I get you a spot, would you do it?
No.
Over at Laugh? No?
I mean,
Laugh Factory?
Because my stuff is spontaneous. I'm not even trying to be funny.
So you just go up, you do 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be good.
I would do like.
I want you and Tyson to do stand-up this year.
There's 2 comedians. There's Sebastian Maniscalco.
Great.
Then there's the guy from Jersey, North Jersey. You know what I'm talking about? He's building a house. And, oh man, he's so funny. He was at South Point here. Vegas don't really get him yet.
He was at South Point here?
Yeah, he was at the South Point. Vegas just doesn't really.
Not Dom.
No, that guy's an old Dom Herrera. No. This guy's a younger guy, and usually it's funny. Every time I pull up, I'm not a Facebook
Brett
guy.
Ernst?
But every time I pull up Facebook, Jon Orlando is always on Facebook. My God.
I think I'm
Anthony Rodia, that's him. Anthony Rodia. Tell me you don't know him. He does the real comedy about things that happen in life.
Oh, I don't think I know him.
He's hysterical. He's hysterical. And of course Dice, but Dice is a little more cruder, I guess. Yeah. But I love Dice.
Dice isn't here anymore, right? He doesn't live here.
He doesn't live here anymore.
Florida?
No, he lives in LA. Yeah, he's on the road though. Yeah, he always had a house in LA. He had a house here. That's where I went to his house here a couple times. And him and his kids, great kids, 2 boys, fantastic.
I like him.
Been to his house there a couple times. Dice is a good guy.
He likes my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. We should get them together. Yeah, I got both their numbers.
Yeah.
Should get those guys together.
My dad did a guest spot on his show.
Really? I didn't know that.
Dice had that show.
Yeah,
the show at Tropicana or something?
Yeah.
Or?
Okay, Tropicana. Yeah.
Where he filmed it there.
Do you know one night when outside the Tropicana, let me see. Okay, Dice never spoke to my wife, but my wife and I loved him back in '88. We thought he was funny, and I said, "Can we call her? She's definitely sleeping. It's like 2 in the morning."
Is that him?
Yeah, it's Dice. Here, let me see. Oh, I don't know about that 213 area code, but so I'm gonna tell you right now. All right, hold on. You wanna?
Am I on?
You wanna try to upstage me? Hold on a minute. Dice. Ooh.
I'm in?
Ooh.
I can't read. I got no glasses.
That's his number.
Wow.
Yeah. I got 2 numbers for him, but
I've only talked to him one time. I was helping just arrange the meetup for my dad and him.
Yeah. That's him. 213.
See, I don't bug him. I don't bug these guys.
I had my wife. I had Dice call my wife one night, and the phone's ringing, and she answered. I couldn't listen. Yeah, hello. I said, hold on, someone wants to speak to you. And he goes, hey, Kelly, how you doing? What are you wearing? She said, it's like just perfect dice, you know what I mean? And she's like so excited now. She's saying, who is Dice? You know, she was like,
I won't do the setup to the joke,
right?
But if you know Dice, you remember the punchline of, how do you think she got that way?
Right,
remember that?
Right.
That joke was so good.
All the girls, the feminists
He's doing
came out.
Crowd work.
The feminists came out against him, and the people that were upset, take it on the hop. My father would say. It's all in good
He
fun.
was groundbreaking, man. He was so good.
Yeah. So anyway, that's interesting though. So anyway, going into a subject here, we have the NFL draft tomorrow.
I didn't even know that.
So I'm reading the NFL draft chaos.
Where
why
is it
bookmakers are fearing Pittsburgh, I believe.
Pittsburgh.
Why they're fearing this wild night. A never a dull moment, says DraftKings John Avello. Sportsbook giant braces for the chaos of draft night. But John said that it's difficult. However, this is all information-based. We really need to stay on top of it. We're doing a much better job than we've ever done the past few years. I think we have a better handle on it. Those trades are going to happen, some before the draft, some after the draft, during the draft. We're going to be doing a lot of in-play wagering, staying ahead of the picks. John, I hope you're serious so people can bet there. Because they lowered the limits so much, not just DraftKings. Everyone has lowered the limits so much on draft bets. Some don't even take it anymore. Yeah. But I understand. It's all information-based, and if you have better lines in the sports books, which a lot of people did, including me years ago, yes, it's going to be very tough for the sports books to make money on that unless they have someone that does the work that the originators do, that the people do that are betting it. You need those kind of people in there. So hopefully they do keep up to it and have some good people in there. John, there was a bookmaker in town that was busted this week. So he got busted, and I'm going to read this to you. Ex-girlfriend's tip leads to massive $8 million illegal betting bust in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Now, all of these media sources say $8 million betting bust. And you think, wow, this guy had $8 million. He put it right at the counter at $8 million. $8 million was bet over 4 years in the casino. John bet over $8 million in poker buy-ins. No, I'm being serious. It's the same money recirculated.
Right.
Like,
it's very misleading.
$8 million.
I fell for the headline at first.
A scorned ex-girlfriend's tip led Las Vegas police to dismantle a massive $8 million illegal bookmaking rings operation out of a local residence.
That guy had $25K on him when they got him.
He's betting on his app. So you're betting $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000 over a weekend. A $200 bettor will bet $10,000. I mean, just figure that's 50 weeks out of the year. Now he's betting $500,000. Joe Public betting $100 a game, $200 a game is betting $2 million in 8 years. $1 million in 8 years.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't believe that the way there's no research at all, no due diligence. But whatever he was doing, he described himself as a pro sports handicapper. But I'm sure they're saying that he's doing something with maybe a sports book.
Yeah.
That he's booking games or something. There's got to be more to it. They're not just arresting a guy that's just betting in the casinos here. But anyway, it's interesting that this happened.
He could have been taking bets from people.
Well, that's illegal.
Right?
That's illegal. That's definitely illegal.
But like a lot of people don't realize, like if you have a friend that lives in North Dakota, and the Super Bowl's coming, and you just want to have action on the Super Bowl, and you go, hey, bet 200 on San Fran.
Everyone does that.
Everyone does it, but it technically
is illegal, right? That can turn into something every week. Hey, can you do this for me too?
Right.
Can you do that for me too?
Right.
Now you're violating this old wire act from 1961 that you're breaking that over state lines and stuff.
Right.
Technically, yes. They can arrest everybody.
The charges sound very severe for something so silly and minor, but
that's why what I say all the time. These people that skirt CTRs and don't want to go over 10,000, I don't even care about. Now I'm sure I'm going to have to take money out of my account here. I'm going to be taking a large amount of money. and they're going to generate. I'm not going to go up and take 8,000 today and 10,000 tomorrow, 5,500. I'll take it all in one shot.
Right.
Generate the CTR. Big deal.
Right.
There's hundreds of them generated every day across the city. I mean, you know, it's just. But that's the problem. It becomes structuring, and that's how you get yourself in trouble. Right. Not paying your quarterly estimated tax, and so on and so forth. But the one thing out of everything here, guys, is ex-girlfriend. This is why I always say. Now, not that you'll keep things from your wife or your spouse, but why even let them know anything? Why even let the bills are paid, everything's paid. Why even let them know of any risk that's going on?
Right.
You're gambling, you're doing this, you're doing that. It's just, anyway.
Go back to structuring real quick. I feel like sometimes you could be guilty of structuring just by way of being a degenerate. Meaning, let's say you got 20K in the cage.
Sure, you blow it.
And you go and you get 4,000 out. And you blow through it, and then 4 hours later, you're like, damn, I need to get more. And all of a sudden, over a 3-day span, you took the whole 20 out.
Yeah.
You didn't generate a CTR. Technically, they could look at it as structuring, but really, you're just a loser. You're just a degenerate. No?
I guess so. John, you know what? You reminded me of something I almost didn't say. I haven't told anybody this yet. So I was in a casino with a friend of mine that came to town. He lost a lot of money. He was down about $20,000 on the Strip. But he said, I used to always go to the Hard Rock, and I used to always win. And I said, well, the Hard Rock's closed now. Now it's Virgin. And, you know, he wanted to go over there and gamble. And I can't believe how slow it is in there. Like, I can't believe how slow it is in that casino.
We went, it's funny you say that. So when I picked Roger and his son up at the airport, our tradition, you know, he comes here for SuperBook every year, but now he comes sometimes more often. And our tradition was we used to stay at the Hard Rock and we used to eat at Mr. Lucky's, right? Well, when it changed over to Virgin, the food is still the same quality as when it was Mr. Lucky's. It's still a good restaurant. But now we just went in there, and now it's no more it's buffet only. Yeah. It's not what it used to be.
There's a buffet in there.
Obnoxiously expensive.
But however, though,
it was a ghost town.
I love that unique, what's the word I'm looking for? Boutique property.
Me too.
I love it there. I hope they get some good casino marketing people in there and start marketing to people.
I don't know, man.
Because I actually like the property.
I guess conventions keep them alive.
Yeah. I actually want it to succeed.
Yeah.
I hope it does. But all right, hey guys. Anyway, we'll see you next week on WiseKracks.